back to another Music Maker Guitar video. It's Theory Thursday, and Josh here at your service. I thought I would come today and talk about like getting back into it. I have a lot of people that are just getting back into school. You know what I mean? And getting back into school means getting back into studying and doing all that stuff that we were doing. Some people are a little rusty. Some people spent a long time working on some project they just got on first day of class and came a little tired. It is what it is. So I had quite a few students in kind of the same predicament with the beginning of the school year and everything. So I figured I'd just come on here and talk about getting ready again and like theory stuff that you can do to get ready. And for me, it always comes with like a little bit of review, right? It's good to assess what you already know and what are some goals for this year. And maybe what are some things that I worked on last year that didn't quite sink in all the way that I could maybe brush up on, or maybe they're fine, but I could do them on a higher level than I'm doing them now. So, anyways, first thing I always tell everybody is do something to advance and accelerate your tone. So for me, that's always like finger exercises and trying to play things without making any noise, like any pick noise or finger noise other than the guitar, you know what I mean? Now when you play, some of those noises are actually great, but it's one of those things where you want to play the guitar, you want to let the sounds that are coming out of the guitar be purposeful. And that comes for like scratching and any kind of sound that the guitar can make. That's all kind of a result of how you touch the instrument and how you make things vibrate, right? Every sound that's going to be made is a result of your hands, right? So it's really important to just kind of keep that in mind as you're doing things and do something to up your tone, So for me, my big one right now is doing those chromatic scales, 2 at the same time. And really just eliminating all those noises so that there's nothing. Usually I have one there, but I was good today, right? It also helps that I'm playing this sweet LOUDO guitar. That stretch at the end, I get one too, but it helps that I'm playing this gorgeous LOUDO guitar that just makes things really easy to play. But I always try to practice one thing that is essentially just a practice of making notes and not making any noise except for clean notes, right? Does that make sense? So that's step 1. Step 2 is trying to nail down some kind of a theory thing that you do. Now, most people are at different levels in their theory study that I come across. So some people are doing different scales, some people are doing different chord voicings, some people are working their way through songs. It really depends on what you're doing, but I always say try to have a chord study and do some improvising over the chord study. So, let's say you're doing something like a blues, right? I would start with make sure you can just play through the blues, right? And just strumming like Freddie Green style, right? I'll do a jazz blues. improvise a little bit. You could go on for probably another 30 minutes just doing that, but I don't have time for that today, so I'm not going to do that. But that's it. Just like play over stuff, right? Find a way to accelerate what you're doing. And for me, it's like play through it. If you're working on your chords, maybe just work on chords. Right? Just like trying to get your chord voicings kind of together so that you're playing all the way through it. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe you're working on lines and improvising, right? So if you're doing that, right? Just working your way through arpeggios that get around the changes. That might be the thing that you're working on. You know what I mean? But it's whatever kind of thing you feel is your weak point. And for me, a lot of the time it's a phrasing thing. I'm just trying to make sure I'm phrasing really really good. Some days are better than others. It is what it is. Um, but I always just try to make sure I do a little bit of work every day. And then that's the other thing is what I've been telling everybody and what my students are doing a really great job with is 90% of the battle is just showing up, right? So like what happens over the summer is we all go on vacation, we take a break, and we don't always show up every day. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I went to the beach for a week. I didn't show up for every day of that week to play guitar. It happens, right? So when that happens, you know, showing up when you get back as soon as you can is what kind of makes or breaks your effectiveness as a player, right? Like, because you can use it or lose it, and if you lose it, it's not a good feeling, you know. So I like to really, really get back to it and just show up. And the first day is always rough. Maybe sometimes the first day is great because it's like first time playing again. It's like breathing after not breathing for a week. But you know, maybe the second day is kind of rough because you're really realizing where you left off, right? Just showing up and identifying this is what's weak and this is what's strong is just such an important part of it. And for me as a teacher, it's really great to see people. Like I had a student come in really, really tired, and he was making mistakes, but he had also practiced really hard over the week. And I love that because I got to see from the teacher's angle, okay, this person practiced a lot and they are really good at this. Even though they're like falling asleep right now, they're really, really good at this skill. And this skill is really, really far behind. So for me, like as a teacher, when I can see like what things you're able to play in your sleep and what things you are having difficulty with, that really, really helps me identify a weakness and like go in so that we can work on that skill. and it also shows me what you're good at so that we can like hone that a little bit better and maybe use it more to your advantage, you know. So something my good friend Susan Palmer was talking about in one of her videos a little while back was that she loves teaching because it's like gaming, and it's like every student you get is like this different character that you have to work with and try to make good at playing the guitar, good at playing music, right? So every character's got strengths and weaknesses, and every character is totally different. So teaching is exactly like that. And I love, like I said, when my characters show up a little tired or a little off their game, it really identifies what those aspects are for me. So my main advice, and this is maybe the last thing I'll leave in this video for today, just make sure you show up every time. Keep going. You know what I mean? That's what turns like mediocre players into awesome players. And you know, with that, I'm just going to go ahead and play my way out of this video. I'm going to say thanks again to LOUDO Guitars for letting me play this awesome GRT prototype. I'm going to have some more stuff on this awesome guitar tomorrow, and I'm also going to be playing it with Mike Frank and friends at the Pattenberg House, New Jersey tomorrow. We start at 8 p.m. and we go till when we go. It's usually about 3 hours. But hey, who knows? Maybe all 400 of you. By the way, thank you for the new subscribers, right? Thank you guys for clicking the button. If all 450 of you guys end up showing up at the Pattenberg House, we might play longer. But anyways, that said, if not, I'll see you in the next video, and have a great Theory Thursday. I'll see you next time.